Hi.
Hello. Well, before I even bother taking money, I want to let you know that unless your dog is a service animal, they are not allowed in the buildings, on the grass, or on the beach. And if it is a service animal, go anywhere you can go. You would know
Okay.
that. But I just like to let people know.
Sure.
So it's $7 unless somebody's had a 62nd birthday. I don't think either one of you have.
No.
No, didn't think so.
No discount
Now-
for disabled or anything?
Only if you buy a pass through the
Okay.
state. There is a disabled veteran discount. I think you have to be a vet, not a veterinarian.
No problem.
So 8 out of 10, and then, however, you will not have to pay again today at any other state park for the rest of the day. I'll give you a receipt that's good for days.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. All right, so this is your day use pass, and I see you have the placards, so you can start at the visitor center behind the big blue and white banner in the parking area, and then you can drive down to the fort. There is a handicap spot there, and the fort itself there's some buildings that have upstairs, downstairs,
Okay.
but the compound is kind of on a slope, but at least you don't have to walk all the way down there with the placard. So
Right. Is there a little map or something?
at the west, you have to ask for them, but you said the right word. At the west end of the parking lot, there's a gravel road. The gravel road, when it ends, go to the left, follow the paved road. That'll take you right down to the fort, and then there's a sign to show you where you can park.
All right, thank you.
You are welcome. Have fun.
Thank you.
After some brutally twisty roads, we finally made it to Fort Ross, which is one of the oldest parks on the California State Park System, founded in 1906. The big thing about this, as I mentioned, marks the biggest initial Russian settlement in California, because in the 1700s, of course, Alaska was owned by Russia, and they had some colonies over in Alaska, and they decided, because there was a lot of adventuring and colonialism into California, they decided to come in and stake their own claim. So they sent some native Alaskans and Russians down from Alaska to find a place that may be suitable for collecting furs. And with their first expedition, they netted like 200 sea otter pelts or something. So they were excited enough to come back and build a fort here. And they called it, used to be Fort Ruzio, named after Russia. And then the locals named it Fort Ross. You say by about the 1830s, 1839.
They left.
Yeah, they left this area. It just wasn't profitable. They had stripped too many sea otters out of the sea, and even though they declared a moratorium in 1805 of 11 years, it was just too little to be able to support anything out here. So it just became a drag on the Russian Empire. Man, this guy was everywhere. 1841, the Russians sold everything at Fort Ross, Bodega Bay, and the ranchos to John Sutter. He was the big cat with the Sutter's Mill, the first gold strike, the big gold boom of 1846. He was right in the middle of that, up near Sacramento. It's amazing how some Californians were just a ground zero for everything. So. Original keys. I think over here, Jen, they had some of the little crosses that they must have metal detected or whatever. It's pretty cool. Religious medals with a portrait. $5 kopeck. Already I can kind of tell it was tough for money here. So in later years, this is what Fort Ross really became known for, the place for offloading redwood. And you can see this chute that they've built a model of. Takes that right down to the ships.
So, do we, yeah, those first came.
Must have a movie here.
Ivan Kuskov to lead an expedition to California to search for a settlement from which to supply Alaska. He established a base at Bodega Bay, some 60 miles north of the Spanish West India, San Francisco.